Oh, hey.
Hello.
How was school?
Good.
You want to let me out? Is this Mr. Tesla? I'm going that way. Now there's another car going this way. Are they looking for a spot? All they could do is wait. Now what is he doing? Take my spot. Be patient, people. People need to be patient when it comes to getting a spot. Or is he leaving? Oh, what'd you do in school today?
We're reading a book for English.
In class?
Yeah, we're reading in their book. And then
What's the name of the book?
The Giver.
The Giver?
Yes.
Never heard of that.
And then
Is it about gifts?
no.
No.
And then for science, one of the classes were like dissecting a pig or something. So they had all the seats like around the desks like around the classroom. So I didn't have to sit in the front.
You seem really happy about that.
Yeah.
Why did you sit in the front normally?
That was just my assigned spot, but I don't like it.
Assigned spot.
Yeah, because I feel like everyone's staring at me, and then I don't feel like raising my hand, and I can't see anything.
You know what happens after you graduate high school?
What?
You never care what any of those people think or said about you.
No, what? No, I don't even, what?
You never know, and you never care what the people that sat behind you in science class thought of you.
I
You never even think about
I
it.
don't care what they think of me. I just don't like sitting there because then I can't see anyone else. Like I can't see anyone else raise their hand.
They're all behind you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think in grade 9, in my first semester, I had a couple classes where I sat at the front. But then every other grade, every other class, I was at the back or off to one side at the back. Second from back row sometimes. But the other kids are very distracting back there. Because you can see everything that's going on. And then you're paying attention to that and thinking about what's going on in the classroom instead of what's going on in what the teacher's teaching you. So it has its advantages or disadvantages. What is he doing?
And I think tomorrow is backpack day or something.
Oh, the weird backpack day?
Yeah.
So you gotta remind me about that bin.
I know.
And then we'll clean it up.
Okay.
And you could just walk it around. It should be fine. It's like a mop bucket, but an old one.
Yeah.
Sure you don't want a sled instead? I guess you might get in trouble for dragging it.
Sled.
Put all your stuff in the sled and drag it.
No.
No.
Oh, and for wood shop, we were painting our birdhouses. No, not birdhouses. Our book, little library things, mini libraries.
Oh yeah.
I call mine the book hotel.
The book hotel?
Yeah.
Because books would come and stay there for a while. That's neat. It's a good.
And we started
word for
painting
it.
it today, and I got paint all over my hands. And then I washed my hands, and then there's still paint on my hands.
They in the wood shop they have a different kind of soap, right?
No,
If I remember correctly. What kind of soaps in the wood shop?
they don't have soap.
What?
There's no soap, but they have hand sanitizer. But there's no soap. I don't think.
They have
I don't-
sand.
I don't remember.
It's like a yellow gritty sand.
Ugh.
Ugh. But it helps clean any like things like paint off your skin. It's like exfoliating because it just takes a layer of skin with it. It's like rubbing it.
Sandpaper.
It's like it feels weird at first, but I've been using it a long time on my hands. I use it at work too. We have some of that sand that comes in a pre-mixed, so it's already kind of wet, but it's still gritty. So does this mean you're finished your Utopia?
Yeah. I
Yeah?
finished it. I did.
Did you do your presentation today?
Mm-hmm.
How long is your presentation?
It was like 3 minutes.
Is there anything else?
Small project.
It's a what? It's a
Small project.
Yeah.
She said we weren't gonna get marked, but then she realized how much time we're spending on it, so she had to mark it.
Doesn't sound like she's planning out very far ahead. You guys are spending way too much time thinking about the future. Enough of that. We're gonna mark you on it now.
No, because we were okay. She was not planning on marking this project because she didn't think it was gonna be a big project. She just think that it was gonna be something like off the side.
Okay.
But it ended up being a big project, so she's gonna mark it now.
That's good. Surprise! How'd you do?
What?
How did you do? Are there any more details you added since the last time you told me?
No, I just made some more rules for the VR thing, and then I drew a bunch of the map.
You drew a map for it too?
I had to.
Oh, that's neat.
It took a long time
Did it?
because I had to draw the whole planet,
Yeah.
but I couldn't. But if you're looking at it like a planet, you can't really see anything, especially if it's 4 times the size of Earth. You can't really see all the individual buildings, so I just did a bird's eye view on a circle.
That's alright.
But it took a long time. I don't know why. It just took a long time.
It's fine. I'm sure it's fine.
Yeah.
Sometimes when I've done paintings, or even when I paint like miniatures for D&D, some of them are like
Yeah.
15 minutes, and then others take me like days. And they come out, they're not too much dissimilar, right? Like that rock monster.
Yeah.
That's all brown with some highlights. You're gonna fix this road. And then you look at the pirate character, and they both look about the same quality, but one took me like a day and a half. Then one was like 15 minutes maybe. 2 coats, three coats and some highlight. 3 different brands. Guess what's up ahead here on the right?
Killdozer.
Killdozer. Yeah, bulldozer.
That's what you call it, don't you?
I call it Killdozer because, do you know why?
No.
A long time ago, a lot of years ago now, somebody was fighting with the city about bylaws, and he wanted a lot of money for his property, and he felt like the town, he was a little bit delusional maybe, but he felt like the town was out to get him. It's a very small town, and there's some wealthy people that really gave him a hard time about his property. He welded exhausts. He was a custom fabricator, right? And it's a pretty sad story. But the city pushed him, and they told him he can't have his building where it is anymore. He has to connect to the municipal water and sewer.
Mm-hmm.
But the only reason they had to do that is because they built another building around his, a cement factory. But now he has to tie into a sewer line, which was going to cost him $40,000 or $50,000, something ridiculous like that. Way too much money. And they told him he had to do that. Well, the people on the council that told him he had to do that were bestest buddies of the rich people in town that he thought were out to get him. You see how that would make you think like they're out to get you? If your friend was on a council and they made up rules and told you had to follow them, right? If they told someone else they had to follow them, they would assume that. I mean, it's logical. If somebody that didn't like me had a friend on a council, and that council started coming after me and making me pay money I didn't want to have to pay, it was a very messed up situation. And so what happened was he bought a bulldozer like that, and then he sold all of his equipment, his welding equipment, his business, and he sold the property to someone else, I think. And then he rented the back bay of the property, like in the building, or either that, or he rented out the whole building, he sold the property, and then he gave all the money to his dad, right? And his dad gave the money to his sister and his brother, siblings or whoever was in his family. They split up the money. They could have it. And then in the back of the building, he parked the bulldozer, which just barely fit in, and then he built a tank around it. A big steel, thick, it's like 6 inches thick, laminated steel, and then he filled it up with concrete, the steel shell, and then he got inside with a couple of guns, and he lowered it over top of him, and then he drove through the town. He he tried to destroy a hardware store. He tried to destroy, like, I don't know, some place of business. I can't even remember everywhere he went. But the city tried to stop him with other construction equipment. Like, they tried to park big equipment in front of him, and he would just push him out of the way. And, like, they're like, why aren't you trying to stop him? He's like, because he's in a bulldozer. Right? But, and then I think they called the army in, or some SWAT team or something, and they tried to put an explosive on it, but that didn't damage it at all. I think they took a couple days, 2 or 3 days, to cut the thing open, but he had got stuck in the hardware store. There was a basement underneath the hardware store, and so part of the bulldozer fell into the basement, but it was just sort of sitting there. There was no windows. He had little cameras pointed in all directions, and little air nozzles pointed at the camera in case the camera got dirty. You would turn on a valve and it would spray the camera clean. But that's, some people do bad things like that, but other people do bad things that push people, you know. They shouldn't be corrupt in their municipality. If they're politicians, they should do everything they can to help the people that live in the city they're responsible for. Right? Yeah, it's a bit of a sad story. But every time I see a bulldozer, I think about it. Killdozer. When I was a kid, well, I wasn't even that young, but he was on TV. They had it, helicopters overhead looking at him while he was driving through the town. And there was like people all out on the streets, like following him, like, what are you doing? No! Right? And there was people running from him and stuff. And they tried to shoot him through the wall, but the concrete and the steel was too thick, so they couldn't get to him. Interesting story. Yeah. Yeah. Don't worry. I'm never gonna do that. Because when I fought the city, I won. Hey? Hey? I just used their own bylaws against them. So, that's a story for another day. Oh, we're here. Say it.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.